Hello, everyone, and welcome into your CBSN Denver Daily Sports Line for Tuesday, March the 30th. We are brought to you, as always, by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Glad to have you with us today after a really good day yesterday. The over 5.5 cashes for the Avalanche in the Ducks game. And then I told you that I liked Oregon State. They got a miraculous cover thanks to a three-pointer late in that game, which really didn't affect the outcome of the game, but did affect the spread. And then Baylor holds on to get a win as well as Houston and Baylor advance to the Final Four. As for what's going on the schedule tonight, the Nuggets at home hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. Denver 5-point favorites in this one. The over-under currently set at 220.5 at BetMGM. And I'll be honest, if I had to lean one way, if you were going to make me pick a side, I would take the Nuggets -5 in this one. But I'm probably going to stay away from this one just because the Nuggets are the Denver Nuggets, and you never really know which team you're going to get on a night-in, night-out basis. No Joel Embiid tonight for the 76ers. I think the Nuggets should win. I think they should win convincingly too, but I'm probably going to lay off that. I am going to consider taking the over in this one. These two teams like to score. Philly averages 114.8 points per game without Embiid. They're still averaging a fair amount, averaging 112 per game. Some of those have been really high numbers, 120 plus. They even hit 134, I think, at one point during this stretch without Embiid. But I still think they can score a fair amount. We know Denver can score, right? They're one of the top 5 teams in the league in terms of scoring per game at 115.8 points per game. The over is also 14-8 at Ball Arena this season, and the over is 5-2 for Philly when they are an away underdog. So I think I like the over in this one tonight. You also know that I love Michael Porter Jr. and what he has been doing. We got thrown off the train. We were riding it for a really long time. We got thrown off the train the other night, but really just because it was kind of a bad beat. He had 15 points in 3 quarters, and then the Nuggets were up so much in that game over the Hawks that he didn't play in the entire fourth quarter. It was at 15.5, so the hook ended up getting us there. I think you can go back to the well here if you want. Usually the rule is you ride it till you get thrown off. I'm going to make it throw me off twice this time just for fun. And if you're sitting there saying, hey, you know what, I really don't like that because I got thrown off the other night, well then consider this. MPJ points, assists, and rebounds. It's at 23.5 for tonight. That is cashed in 11 straight games. It's at -115. His points and rebounds is at 22.5. That's also at -115. So some things to consider there for Michael Porter Jr. If you don't like the points, if you're worried about the Aaron Gordon effect, maybe you consider playing MPJ points, assists, and rebounds, 235.5. I like the over in that tonight as it is cashed in 11 straight. Quickly, the NCAA games tonight. Of course, 2 more teams hoping to punch their tickets to the Final Four. Gonzaga is -8.5 against USC. I'm staying away from that spread, but I am on the first half over of 71.5. I think Gonzaga comes out. I think they try to run. They've got a really good offense. USC has a really good defense. I think this could be a really, really good game. Andy Enfield, by the way, USC's head coach, 10-0 against the spread in the tournament, both with his time at Florida Gulf Coast and with the Trojans. So I'm staying away from the spread there, but I like the first half over in that game. And then Michigan -6.5 against UCLA. I think I like Michigan -6.5. I definitely like Michigan. The team total of 69.5. You're giving up a little juice there. It's at -160, so it's kind of juiced up, but I like Michigan to get at least 70 tonight. I think that's a good bet. And then if you want to pick a side, I would lean toward Michigan -6.5 over UCLA. All right, that is going to do it for your CBSN Denver Daily Sports Line, brought to you as always by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks.